Hey guys, welcome to the next episode. What are we doing today? It's going to be a very dirty job, though I'm guessing most of the entire project is going to be a pretty dirty job. Today I'm going to be starting to clean the undercarriage. I was waiting on a couple of things to come in order to continue this. So we're going to be starting to scrape off and wipe off most of the grease, whatever was sprayed to protect, like to hide the rust that completely rusted underneath that. I don't know if they probably didn't clean it before they sprayed it. So we'll be taking everything down, bringing it down to the metal. So once I get, at least I'll scrape with probably like a painting trough or whatever to get most of the biggest gunk off. I'll be wiping it down with some simple water and dish soap to get the grease off that was sprayed from the drive shaft and stuff like that. So we'll just be trying to get the bigger stuff off, and then once we're at least down to the rust, then I can start cleaning it off with my brush tools that we got a couple weeks back. And once I got most of the biggest buff, once I buffed off most of the flaky stuff, we'll see what's still sound, what needs to be replaced, and I got my game plan for the rest of that. So for everything that's rusted, I heard about this product, Osvo, that it looks like to be some really corrosive and like toxic stuff. Stops rust and prepares rust for surface for painting. So, hey guys, I've been slashing at this for a good while, or grinding at this for a while, and it's alright, not as bad as I thought, or some things are better than I thought. It's more of just a lengthy process of going through the motions and spending an hour here, an hour there, especially with the position of being underneath the truck. It's not exactly the the funnest position for lengthy work. So let's just take a look at where we're at. Sorry, blinding light. Okay. So, see, looking much nicer. Had a chance to grind out most of these problem areas, like the right underneath the driver's seat, and I was able to take this huge patch off. You see this? This was underneath the car, which exposed that hole. But again, not too much. Like, it's obviously they had repaired that section, but the rest of this is pretty sound. The other thing that was really worrying is this mount point. This I thought was finished, these mounting points, but they're actually, look, I'm actually going in. There's no cracks or anything, so those can stay. And the steel around it is good. It's just this part was pretty rusted up, but I'll clean that up. And this whole section seems sound. So the rest of this is not too bad. So just a lot of work, but we're getting there. The other thing that I realized today, while working this, is that I'm not going to be able to really do a proper job until I unhook, like I get everything out. I need to remove the fuel lines. I need to remove this gas tank. I really want to get the truck bed off of the frame, so that's what I'm going to work on today. Just getting these lines out of the way, because in the internal, if I can slip down here, like all of this is in the way of being able to clean the frame properly. So I just want to get all this stuff out of the way, which, like, on this side is not a problem, but I might also want to remove the muffler out altogether as well, so that I can get in there and clean up, just brush all this stuff off, and then I'll be able to treat the oil part, like not the oil, but convert the rust. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take off this section. This is a patch done. Obviously, the patch was not exactly effective because they didn't leave the drain hole, and it rusted inside. So I'm gonna cut this out again, see what's inside, and repair that section. But we'll do the repairs after we've done the the rust treatment. So we got a gas tank to remove, and not too much other than that. I mean, there's a couple of wires here, but so we'll take out the wiring and stuff. I can redo the entire wiring afterwards. It's such a joke compared to the rest of this. Like, some of these plates I want to grind out completely. Once I get the truck bed off of the frame, it'll really give me a better idea of what I'm dealing with. So yeah, all right, so that's what we'll do today. I don't think I'm gonna film much of this actual like removal process. It's yeah. Bare metal. This is what I wanted to document because I'm gonna have to take off all of these peripherals. I think they're mostly fuel line stuff. So this is a fuel pump, I believe. Fuel caution. So I have no idea what that is. It might be another reservoir or a fuel filter. It looks like a fuel filter actually. So I wanted to make sure I document the order of this because I'm going to take these off from the bolts in the back, so that I can get right to the frame and clean all that out, brush it down, paint it, and then put them back on. So I want to make sure that I'm getting a nice clear picture of what this looked like before I took it apart. A lot of cleanup in there. Ah, Jesus, so much work, so much work. We just keep losing pieces. I just took off the hood, put it over there, because I spotted the rust in the back there. We kind of noticed this at the beginning, but you see it right through there, the hole right there. So we're gonna have to get into this area and repair this in the back. So best way to do that. We're seeing couple of holes here. I haven't ground this side yet, but anyway, so we're going to take off the wheel well and then the panel because I needed to repair like that one. Oh god. Hey guys, well, after about 30 hours of dismantling, brushing, degreasing, cleaning, oh my god, of everything, we're almost done with the undercarriage. You guys saw the videos. I might have kind of a clip right now. How dirty and greasy the under of it was, under the cabin, and God, just using the angle grinder and the screwdriver, or like a hammer screwdriver here somewhere. It's just been an insane amount of work. The Phosphor, if I'm remembering the name correctly, Osfo. If you guys see this somewhere, look for this Skyco Osfo. $35 Canadian for that, whatever it is, gallon, 2 gallons. And it works amazing. So see how it converts. I don't know if there's in here, like you see that all the rust parts that were brown before are now like gray black, and it's a little dirty now. So same thing here. This was like this, like brown, and now this is kind of, I just sprayed it again for a second coat, like kind of a second treatment. But you see how it's black. It just turns everything black. So it makes this, it reconverts the rust into whatever, this explained on the product there, but it converts the rust back into another metallic alloy. And it's ready to be painted. So you know that you have a good surface for painting. See, this is brown. I just sprayed this, so it didn't have the chance to convert yet. So you see how it's like still, it's wet, but it's brown. And so the same thing over here, that it's wet, but it's black. so there's a lot less brown, and this will completely go black. I'm not wearing my work clothes here, but maybe I can show how nice, look how beautiful all that is compared to what it was. It took so much work, so much like just elbow grease, and to clean up all of this just 30 years of gunk, right? So I'm gonna continue to, I think I gotta next I'm gonna just take a bucket of soapy water, like dish soap and water, and give it a nice last go. I still have a bit of the front. There's some spots that I just can't get into, like the mufflers, the catalytic converters hiding a section. I just can't get to the inner. Oh, and this is painted. Kind of a glare from outside here, but this is I finally painted. This is the undercoat painting for the back. Like, it's rubberized paint that is very, very durable. It resists rocks, so this is what it's going to look like underneath. I just haven't painted there, so, and it gives you an idea of what it's going to look at the end. So this is completely protected now. I have no idea how many years it's going to last, but at least, you know, we got it under control. So no more rusting on this end of the truck. We were able to take out all the fuel stuff, fuel lines. Same thing for underneath underneath here. I was able to remove all the reservoirs and the different pumps and stuff from underneath on that side. So you see, like, there's some stuff here that I still need to clean, but most of it has been cleaned off and be ready to paint as soon as this kind of dries. So now that this part's been cleaned up, I discovered a couple more holes here, so we're gonna have to do a couple more patches here before we paint up, obviously. So as well as here, we have to repair this whatever this, I don't know if this, I think it's a firewall, and this end here and here. So next parts are patch panels. Once we get the floor patched, and then we'll be ready to paint underneath and do the undercoat, and that'll be finally done. These bolts, god awful bolts that attach these the cab, like the front mounting, I guess. We have to get new mountings in there, and this bolt just doesn't want to move. So I'm taking the little Dremel disc, and I'm gonna cut this bolt right off. It's like you can't get anything in that crack, so it's presenting quite the challenge. This is gonna be the same thing over here. Once I get that bolt off, I think the whole front, this whole front end, because I already disconnected the radiator, so this whole front end's gonna come off. We'll be able to brush all this crap. We'll take out all that electrical. We'll completely brush this down to metal, give it a new coat of paint, and that'll protect the front end as well. So, I mean, it's a lot of work. Sorry we haven't had any live footage. It's just the angles, and there's nothing really interesting about it. It's just a lot of greasy, dirty, suffocating work. So, hey Zoe. No, we're going to your gymnastics in a second. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, not a lot of live footage because it's just there's nothing really interesting going on at this juncture. What to say? So yeah, once I get the floor panels in, we'll be able to practice our welding on the floor panels. They're thicker. I'm actually going on a week-long business trip in LA this week. So, and by the time I get back, hopefully the new sheet metal will be in, because this sheet metal is the only thing I found locally, and it's the 32 gauge, super thin, and I just blow right through when trying to weld. I mean, this is the first time I'm trying to weld. So it's complete, you know, I suck at it. I'm going to have to get better at it. But like this, yeah, like a lot of, see, like right there, just blow right through. But it's very, very thin gauge, right? So I'm thinking the machine is just a little bit too powerful for that thin metal. And the metal we're trying to weld on is much thicker. It's like 18 gauge. So I found something online that's 20 gauge, so it should be a lot better. And I also got new wire from it's not a 40 wire, it's a higher quality wire. Yeah, we got a higher quality wire that I bought, and that should give it a bit better result. Anyways, the welds don't have to be perfect. We can grind away the crap and kind of hopefully patch up blow-throughs. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. I mean, the truck's completely dismantled. Removing these wheel wells, I think they're called, really helped a lot in getting access. It's going to also facilitate, before we put all these things together, I'm going to paint them individually anyways at the end. I'm just going to use like spray paint, but it gives us access to the engine. So last thing, I wanted some feedback from you guys, if you could give it to me. I gotta figure out what to do, because I need to get access to behind, like the inner fender frame here, and the catalytic converter is hiding the inner frame, and I need to get access to it. So it's rusted to shit. There's no holes or anything, but I'm wondering about this. This is really worrying. I want to remove this pipe going to the catalytic converter. It's just to look at the amount of gunk and rust. Sure, if I remove the dirt, there's going to be a little bit less, but it looks so rusty. What worries me is that, let's see if I can't put that somewhere I can actually see the light here. So if I cut that out, it feels like there's a hole there. This screw, if that screw is actually welded onto that part, well then I'm screwed, because there's no way we're gonna, to be able to save that. But if this is a replaceable part, something I could pop out the back, and this is just part of the engine, then we'll be able to put a new screw in there. And it's just that I don't know. Like, both of these would have to come out, so it's going to be easier to just cut that crap out completely and put a new part. It's just that with the amount of rust, I really want to replace this, but I don't want to break the engine. So if you guys know anything about replacing this kind of part, whether or not this is something I can pop out the back and replace a screw, I mean, logically it has to be, but I like some confirmation before starting to mess with that. Everything else, a lot of parts look good. There's not a lot of rust in the alternator and stuff. Hopefully all that stuff works, but I'm gonna definitely have to take the whole muffler system, exhaust system, I'm gonna have to replace. So anyways, if you guys have any tips on that part, be really greatly appreciated. So for now, see you guys. I'll update you guys when I have something to update. I guess the next part's going to be really welding, which will be interesting. See you guys later.